Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our online coding class for grade 5s for today, July 15th, 2020. Welcome back. I hope you guys had a wonderful morning and ready to get right into our lesson today. Now, today will just be a continuation of what we've been doing over the last 2 days. And it will tie into our nested loops. Okay, today we will quickly look at our bee, little bee in the garden that we did yesterday. And I think there were 1 or 2 puzzles that we're going to just finish up on that side. And then we will go over to Frozen. Okay, guys, so like I mentioned, our topic for today would be nested loops again. And this time it will be with Elsa in our Frozen. For those of you that don't know me yet, my name is Mike Geldenhuys, and I hope we're going to have fun together today. If you join us on YouTube, I want to welcome you as well. So let's get going. Okay, I see we've got quite a few questions before I'm going to start. We've got quite a few questions in the chat. So if you guys just want to have a look through them quickly, I'm glad to see we've got some of our students back that weren't here for the last 2 days. And we have somebody new joining us today. I'm so glad when we get new students. You guys don't have to worry. Today's lesson, the first couple of puzzles are nice and easy. The last couple are quite difficult, but don't worry about that, because as we go through it, there's a lot of repetition of certain things that we do. So don't worry that if you struggle with today's lesson that, oh no, I don't know how I'm going to carry on with this. And you'll see the first couple will give you a nice foundation, and we will still work through that. As we go through it, we will build on. And then in some lessons coming, it will be easier again. So really, you guys don't have to worry about that. And then I see Karina is back with us, and today she's got her dad's laptop, so I hope she can join us on all the puzzles today. So I hope that will be sorted out then as well. Okay, so let's quickly look at our objective for today. Our objectives, there we go, to break apart code into the largest repeatable sequences using both loops and nested loops. Okay, so just for those that are new, a loop is something that we do over and over again. So, and then a nested loop is just a loop within another loop. Okay, and I like to explain it this way. If you can imagine walking into a classroom and there are 5 desks in that classroom. So if you move the first desk into a position, you can repeat that. So move forward, take a desk and move it. That action you are going to repeat 5 times because there are 5 desks in that classroom. If you then go to the next classroom, there are also 5 desks and you also have to move them into a row. So in each classroom, you've got a pattern that repeats, move the desk in place, and then in more than one classroom, you have to do the same thing. So that would be a loop within another loop. And those loops that are within others, those we call nested loops. Okay, and then to recognize the difference between using a loop and a nested loop, and then describe when a loop, a nested loop, or no loop is needed. Okay, and it's then easy to describe whether or not a loop is not necessary because remember, it will repeat the actions step for step. So if anything changes in our order that we have to do things, then we can't do a loop, because then we are going to run into some kind of bug or some kind of error. Now, guys, in today's lesson, we are going to be working with degrees again. So we're not just going to turn left or right. And I really want us to quickly focus. I know we have done this before when we did drawing, creating art with an artist. And today when Elsa, she ice skates on the ice, and she draws some pictures. We are going to turn by using degrees, not just left, right, up, or down. So it's very important for us to understand how to use those. Otherwise, it would be quite difficult to sort out or to complete our puzzles. Okay, so guys, let me quickly explain to you. Here we have Elsa, and another thing that we have to remember is we are going to be moving forward a certain number of pixels. Yeah, I see Faith says I'm glitching a little bit. I just want to find out from everybody. Can everybody hear me okay, or are you also hearing me a little bit glitchy? You can maybe just chat in the chat box if everything is okay. Or okay, Karina says a little bit glitchy. Now a little bit. And said, no, you are okay now. Faith said, okay now. Okay, I'm just checking. Everything seems to be okay on my side. Okay, there we go. What we have to remember, we're also going to be moving by pixels. Okay, the pixels are the amount or the distance we are going to be moving by. And as you guys know, pixels are the little blocks. If you zoom into a picture, the little blocks that every display or every picture is made up by, okay? So we will be moving a certain number. Our play area in code.org is 400 by 400. So if you see 400 over, it says jump or move, over, down. Now over means left and right, down means from the top to the bottom. Explain that to you. So what I want us to focus on now is our angles, our degrees. Now imagine Elsa just drew that line, and now she needs to turn 30 degrees. Okay, so you can imagine your compass you use in math at school, and then there you can see the side where there's 30, and then she will turn 30 degrees. Now we also have to remember that there is a turn left and a turn right. So if she walks forward on that line, that would be a left turn by 30 degrees. So we always have to make sure which way our character is facing and which way they are turning. So we just see 60, 90, and 120. There we go. Okay, so then what I want to do then as well, quickly show you, is we have to remember that once we've turned and we make a new line. So Elsa turned and she drew a new line. Okay, now she's standing there. We have to remember that that is our new starting point. Okay, so that is our new base. if we are going to turn again, that is the point we are going to turn from. Okay, so if I say turn by 120, then we can see this is a left turn, and then we're going to look and we're going to follow. There's our code, and we go all the way around up till we get to 120, which is over there, and then she's going to turn 120 degrees left. And then here's where I told you we have to make sure to focus in which direction our character is moving or facing, because we have to make sure that we turn in the right direction, whether we're going to turn left or whether we're going to turn right. Okay, so left will be on that side and right on this. So there will always be a left and a right to your character, and we have to decide which way they're going to turn. So you have to then imagine placing two compasses, one on the left-hand side, one on the right-hand side, and which angle we are going to turn. So left, we will run all the way on this on the upper one over here. So turn left by a certain number of degrees, or here we can look on the inside, turn right by a certain number of degrees. Okay. Sumaya says she doesn't quite understand, but I just want you guys to remember, even if you don't understand right now, you will see in the code is picture that will show you by how much they are turning. The main thing just to keep in mind is the new line that you drew, that will be your base where you are working from. We can't keep turning from this first base that we drew over here. So once she's moved, it becomes her new base. Let me go to the next slide. Maybe that will help you guys a little bit better. Okay, so that is easy. We walk on a straight line. We want to turn. We're not just going to turn left, or we will turn just by 30 degrees. So we're only going to make that turn. There we go, 30 degrees. She's only going to turn by that much. Okay. Now you will also see, I'm going to go through all those again. So each one, 60, she'll turn. If you just want to, if she's walking in a straight line and you want her to turn left, you have to turn by 90 degrees. So a 90 degree then would then either be up or down or left or right. Now you will also get images like that. Then you can wonder, how am I going to draw that? Now this is where I'm going to show you where your base changes every single time. Okay, so say for example, let me just change to my pen over here. I'm going to draw on my slide so you guys can understand nicely. Now remember, Elsa is standing right here in the middle, and now she is moving this way. She's walking this way. She's drawing that first line. Okay, she's drawing that first line. We are going to tell you how long this line is going to be. Let's say, for example, that would be 100, and then she will move by 100. And then she is going to turn. If we look at this gap over here, oops, this gap over here is 60 degrees. Okay, so she's going to move and turn, and then she's going to jump back to the middle. Move, turn, jump back to the middle. Now we have to remember, Elsa moved this way, but now she turned 60 degrees, so she's facing that way. She's looking in that direction. Okay. Now if she moves forward again, she's going to move in that direction. That's going to come in. Remember, there's our compass. We look for 60. There we go. There's 60 on our compass. To see, it's a little bit behind you guys. Let me just wait. There we go. There's our compass. There's 60 degrees. And then she is going to draw that line. Then we have to remember that that will be our new base. If she's going to turn 60 again, she will turn 60 from that point. Okay. But hopefully when you guys see it in action, encode.org, you guys will get a little bit of a better understanding of that. Okay, so all I want you guys to remember now is, remember, we have to focus on which direction our character is facing and in which direction she is moving. Otherwise, turning with angles can be quite difficult, and you can end up where you don't want to be. Okay, so don't worry about it if this is a bit difficult right now. We're going to go through it step by step in encode.org as well. All I want you to remember is focus on the direction that your character is facing in. Okay, so let's quickly look. This was yesterday's puzzle for our homework. And I want to quickly explain before we do it in our encode.org. Remember, the first thing we always do, I want to explain it here because I can draw on my screen. The first thing we always do is we code just the first block. Code the first block and see what you need. So if we look, here's our first block. I'm putting a nice red square around it. There we go. There's a square around, that's our first block. So what do we need to do to get to the first block? First thing we need to do is we need to move forward. And then in the block, we can see that there is a flower and we need to collect nectar 4 times. So here we can see get nectar. And how many times are we going to get it? We're going to get it 4 times. Okay, so move forward, get nectar 4 times. This is our first block. Very easy. Our first block, that's the first thing we do. Then if we count, we'll see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 blocks. 5 blocks that are identical. 5 blocks that are identical. So we can do the same thing in all of those blocks. So here you can see we put the loop in a loop and we're going to repeat everything. We're going to repeat everything 5 times. And that will put us right there on the last little flower. Right there on the last little flower. We won't include, this is the same as I explained about the classroom, 5 desks, move them in a row, go to the next classroom, move 5. So here's just 4 flowers, get the nectar, move on. Now the last one is different. You can see the last one is a piece of honey. So we can't include that in our big loop. We have to do it separately. So the last thing that we are going to do is we're going to move forward so we can stand on that block. And then we are going to make honey. And how many times do we have to make honey? We have to make it 4 times. How many times do we have to make honey? 4 times. Okay. So let's go to code.org and then hopefully you guys will be able to understand this a little bit better. So if you give me a moment, I'm quickly going to move over and then I will post the link. Remember, just click on the link or copy the link and paste it in your search engine, and then it will take you to where I am. And currently we are on puzzle number, I don't think we finished puzzle number 12 or we just finished it, but I'm quickly going to redo it on my side. Bunono says she's in. Neo in. Okay, guys. Remember what I just said? The first thing we always do, and my Faith is using it, your computer should do the exact same thing. It shouldn't be a problem. I see you where to played Kahoot before. I'm going to see if we can create some kind of Kahoot, but I still have to play around. Coding might be a bit difficult for the Kahoot, but I will see what I can do. Okay. So Maya is in, Bonono. Sorry. Let me just paste the link again. I see some of you didn't receive it. There we go. There's the link. Remember, guys, the first thing we do, move to the block. Let's code just the first block. What are we going to do? Move forward. And you see there are 12 flowers. How many times do we have to collect nectar? We have to collect 12 times. So we repeat, get nectar, and we are going to repeat that. And we're going to repeat that 12 times. We're going to repeat that 12 times. And we're going to repeat that 12 times. Now, if we just test that first one, let's see. Let's run it. There we go. Move forward and collect 12. So we see, okay, that works. Now let's count. Before anything different happens, here we can see there's a corner and we're going to need to turn. Karina still, okay, I'm waiting a little bit, Karina. What we'll do again also, Karina, at the end, if you're still having a problem, then after we stop recording, then I will just quickly talk to you again as well. Okay, so guys, we can see, I'm just going to explain why, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to explain while we wait for Karina to also log in. We can see the next two flowers are exactly the same as the first one because nothing changes. Once we get this last one, something is going to change. We are going to turn. So we have to, now our focus will be, we did the first square or the first block. Now our focus can move to the first line. The first line that is the same as our first action, our first block. So we can see, okay, well, if I do this, I can just repeat that 3 times. So I'm going to use another repeat, move forward, and I'm going to put everything inside. Okay, I see some of you are lost. Okay, I'm going to try again. I'm going to take it all away. You can go, you say, I'm ready. Karina asked, said skip for now, or I'm ready. Just go to I'm ready. And Bulelwa says her device, no, so it's not loading. Okay, Bulelwa, so just follow me on my screen and then see what I do. Okay. Okay, guys, let's look at our instructions. It says figure out how to get all the nectar using only the blocks available. Okay, so we have to see each flower. It's got 12. How can I put pieces of nectar in it? So what we're going to do is we have to collect 12 times. Now, for our little bee to get to this flower, the first thing we need to, we will just drag over and we move. Then, if we look in our toolbox, you'll see there's a turn left, turn right, and then here it says get nectar. And if we look in our instructions, that is what we need to do. So yes, I can just put that in there. but we are going to do it 12 times. So instead of putting 12, get nectar, get nectar, get nectar, we can do that 12 times, but then that's going to take a long time. That's going to take a long time to do. So we will take all that, we will just put it inside a loop, and a loop is something that repeats over and over 12 times. And if we run that, we will see move forward, and there we go, we've got all 12. But we have to go all the way around. Our code is not finished. We need to go all the way around. In one line, we've got 3. I'm not looking at this last flower because remember, when we go around, we will collect it at the end. I am going to repeat everything I just did here, and I'm going to put everything inside another repeat, and I'm going to repeat that 3 times. And if we run it, look at that. There we go. The first time it picks up, then it moves on. Repeat 1, second time, and then the third time. There we can see that we've gone all the way till the end in that one line. Then we need to turn. We are going to turn right, and we are going to go down. Now, if we look at this code, what do we need to do to get to this next block again? We need to move forward again and then collect nectar 12 times. But I want to show you guys something quickly. This is, I'm going to put it up here. Look on the screen where I'm showing you. Those two are the same. Move forward, repeat 12 times, get nectar. Okay, so now we can see that everything I'm going to do is going to repeat again. Okay, so what we can do, and then how many times is that going to happen? Because we're going to go down, and then we're going to go to the right again, and then we're going to go up again. So that's going to repeat 4 times because the square has 4 sides. So I can repeat everything, my whole code, everything that I've got here, inside another repeat, and repeat that 4 times. And that will be the 4 sides of the square. So the first repeat was the block. The next repeat was the flowers, or each flower, the block. That was our first repeat. The second repeat was the 3 blocks, or the 3 flowers in a straight line. And then our third repeat was the 4 sides of the square. So let's reset and run that again. And then you'll see that's our first repeat, get nectar. And then the second repeat is in the line. Then we're going to turn, and we're going to do everything 4 times. Okay, I see somebody got kicked out. I will post a new link. I'm just going to run through this one, and then as I move on, then there we go. Look at that all the way around, and then we've got everything, and our code is complete. Okay, so let's try a new code. Then maybe everybody that got kicked off, and Karina, that's still loading slowly. Maybe you guys can get into puzzle number 12. Puzzle number 11, sorry. Puzzle number 11 is the one I explained to you in our homework one. Let me just paste that for you. There we go, everybody, it is in there. Remember, we need to move forward. Let's just check the first block, just the first step. Just the first step. What do we do to get to the first step? Okay, guys, let's look at the B. What do we need to do to get to the first step? To get to the next block. If we look at our options, we've got move forward, turn, get nectar, make honey. what do we do to get to the first block? We just have to move forward. Move forward to take us from this block to this block. It's like taking one step. We move. There we go, Sumaya. Thank you. We move one step. Now, once we are on that block, what do we have to do? Let's look at our instructions. It says collect all the nectar from each flower. Now we can ask ourselves, how much nectar is there in this flower? And then we can see 4. So get nectar. There we go. And how many times do we get it? So I'm going to show you guys. You can do it this way. You can do it this way as well. Look at this. If you want to manually code each block, move forward, get nectar 1, 2, 3, 4 times. But that takes long, especially if we have to do something 12 times, 20 times, 100 times. So that is when a repeat block, the pink one, I'm putting it next to it, works very nicely because we can take the one command, put it inside. Okay, I'm glad Karina is in it now as well. And we tell it how many times we want it to repeat. And we can see there 4 times. So I'm going to repeat this. This and this is the same. There we go. I've put them next to each other for you. 4 of the same blocks is the same. And you guys don't have to worry. The more we go through this, the better your understanding will become. So we've got 4 blocks that are the same. So you can just put it in a repeat and tell them how many times to repeat it. So I don't want to use this because then our code gets too long. I'm going to throw that away. And I'm just going to move forward. Okay, there we go. So let's test it. Move forward, get nectar 4 times. Look at that. Okay, that works. Now we can see the same thing needs to be done in the next 1, 2, 3, 4. In the next 4 blocks, the same thing is going to happen. So let's go back to the beginning. How many times? Let's count the flowers. Count 1 flower, 2 flowers, 3 flowers, 4 flowers, 5 flowers. So this code we have over here is the same for every flower. And we know that there are 5 flowers. Okay, so let's see, there are 5 flowers. And what are we going to do at each flower? We are going to move forward, get nectar 4 times. Okay, so let's run it again. There's 1 flower, 2 flowers, 3 flowers, 4 flowers, 5 flowers. Okay, but now we see something changes. Now we have honey at the bottom. We have money, and not money, honey. Let's see our instructions. It says you need to make the right amount of honey. Now, what do we need to do to go to this block? We need to move forward. So far that would be the same as this one, move forward. And we also have 4. So we're also going to repeat that 4 times. So far everything is the same 4 times. But instead of get nectar inside, we have to make honey. And that is the reason why we do a different code for the last block, because there is a variable that changes. So we can't. Otherwise, if this one was also a flower, we could have just said repeat 6 times. We could have just said repeat 6 times, and then it would have run all the way down. But then we have to make sure to add it at the bottom. And then we can reset our code, and then we can run again. Okay, and what I will do again tomorrow, I'm going to run through our basic areas. I'm going to run through our basic areas, and what everything, just for all our new students, so we can all learn together. And it might seem very difficult right now and confusing, but I promise the more we play around with it and the more you just get used to what everything does, it gets so much better. Okay, let us look at this one quickly as well, and then we're going to leave Elsa for tomorrow. We'll leave Elsa for tomorrow. Don't worry about that, guys. Okay, now I'm going to ask you guys. You tell me. Let's just do the first block. Just the first block. What are we going to do? And now I want you guys to tell me in the chat box, what do I do to go to the first block? Look, my character is already facing this way, so I don't need to turn around or turn first or nothing. He's already facing that way. So what am I going to do? To get to this block, I need to move forward. Take one step. Okay, and I see Lesedi told me already what to do, and Sumaya told me what to do. Sumaya said move forward, and Lesedi already saw that if we look, how many pieces of honey is there in this one line? Okay, so now let's just do the first block. Let's finish the first block first. So we move forward and we collect, or we make honey. That's our first block. Okay, move forward, collect. And then Faith said move forward 4 times. Lesedi said, sorry, 5 times. Okay, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straight line. Same thing. This is the same as this, and this, and this, and this. So our move forward, make honey, we are going to do 5 times. And we're going to put that inside. I hope that everybody understands that so far. So let's run it. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's what's nice about coding as well. Run your program every time you change something to see that what you are doing actually works. Okay, so there we go. 5 times. What do we do 5 times? Move forward and make honey. Move forward, make honey. Move forward, make honey. Okay. Then once we get to the end, we have to turn. So which way are we going to turn, guys? Tell me quickly, which way am I going to turn? If I move this way, which way am I going to turn? There we go. Lesedi said we're going to turn left. We are going to turn left. Now I can reset and I can run it so you can see what happens. Now look at that. Our little bee is looking down. Now, what will I need to do to get the next piece of honey? We move forward. I'm going to code it out. If you don't see a pattern, code everything out. And let's see, but we've got 1. So let's code that again. Move forward and make honey. But now we can see we're going to repeat this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Make honey. Okay, 5 times. I'm not going to put every, so I'm going to put that all inside a block. And I'm going to repeat that 5 times. But if I look carefully, this and this is the same. Oops. Sorry guys, I made a mistake there. I need to take out 1, make honey. And move forward needs to go inside. This and this is the same thing. Repeat 5 times, move forward, make honey. This one, repeat 5 times, move forward, make honey. So what can I do with this block? This entire block I can repeat 2 times. And there we go. Sumaya did, she finished it. See, there we go, guys. If we keep practicing, and at the start she said, oh, I'm not sure, this is so confusing. And look at that. Now she's even finished before I am. Okay, so we repeat everything 2 times. because those blocks are the same. Reset it, and then we run it all the way through. There's our first one. We turn left. There we go. And it runs all the way to the end. Okay, now what I'm going to do, guys, so we're not even going to look at ELSA today. What you can do, because we don't have that much time, I want to just quickly go through this one, and then I'm going to post the link for our bonus puzzles. Then I want you guys to go and play around with the bonus puzzle, because you guys can carry on playing around and practicing on this, even if I go out. So here we go. I'm going to copy. I'm posting the link right now. You guys can copy that link. And then here are some bonus levels. Try them. Even if you just put one block in at a time, see what it does, reset, add something new, and then see what it does. Okay, so I encourage you guys, especially those of you that joined us today, you kind of joined us inside, in the middle of a challenging puzzle. So play around with it a little bit, and then you'll see the more we practice, it is actually not that confusing if we understand what to do. And if we practice, you'll be able to start recognizing the patterns, and you'll be able to start moving around. Now, these ones are nice and easy because it's just left or right, up or down. And then tomorrow we can focus on the angles. So guys, if you want to send me any of your puzzles, or if you want to ask me any questions, please remember, there's my email address in the chat box as well. mgeldenes81@gmail.com. You are more than welcome to send me questions, and then we can chat on email, and I'm going to try and help you as much as I can. Okay, so there it is. Send me your questions, or send me your puzzles. If you finished one of the puzzles, send them to me, and I can share it with everybody in the slideshow. Then we also have an email address for our school. If you want to ask any questions there, stemdigitalschool@africateengeeks.com. And then everybody, those of you that has been with us for a while, thank you for being patient, and thank you for helping out our new students. I really appreciate it. And then you guys that joined us today, thank you for being here. Don't be discouraged if you struggled a little bit today, because I always tell my students, you know what, the best way to learn something is by making mistakes and then learning from those mistakes. So I hope to see everybody again tomorrow. So have a wonderful afternoon, and then it will be the same time, same place tomorrow. Okay, guys. Bye-bye.